Hello, welcome back. So now let's check another nice feature in paraview. So we're going to check here this volume rendering. Be careful, okay? It can be very dangerous. You need to have good GPUs, and if you have large meshes, it can make all this visualization process crash. Okay, so be careful about that, and you will see what is this volume rendering. So before using that, also let's revisit now the resample dataset. Now we did it in the previous video, but just to show you something else. So let me go here, alphabetical. Let me go just to show you the power of that resample option. And 5, let me go 6. So we have this sphere there, and let me 32. Okay, 32. Nice sphere. Okay, it's generated, and this sphere I don't have any field. Okay, besides the normal computer, I don't have any information. So let's use resample, and clearly here you will see that we're mapping the solution from the domain to this surface, like we did in the previous video that we use warp by vector. So go filters, alphabetical, resample. Resample, you have many options with datasets. So my source is this one, and my destination mesh is this that I just created. Select what you want to pass, apply, and at this point see that in my sphere I map my solution. So here I put it in purpose there, so here there is nothing, and here you have solution. Okay, and pressure and everything, as you can see. So no need to convince you that we have the solution there. And now also cool stuff that you can put vectors there and see what happens, like we have done now so far. Bum 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 bum. Put no, apply. Okay, and you will have your vectors there and so on. Why did I show you that? Because sometimes from time to time it might be useful. You might need it. Okay, you remember you can save this information, use it for something else. So I have to say that I have used this feature a couple of times. Probably it's something that you are not going to use all the time, but yeah, it might be the case. So see here that now I'm using that option, or it's just cutting that. So yeah, that was to convince you know that that it works and what does it do. Sure, now let's go back, and we were talking about the volume render. Volume render will let you see everything that is inside your mesh. Okay, so as you can guess, this is not anymore a 2D or 1D plot like the previous one that you create cut planes and so on. This is fully 3D. So what we're going to do to show you, let me use this one, and let me use Mach number, and let me go from 0 to 3. So basically the volume rendering is going to render everything that is in here. And remember, here you have all the cells inside. Now I put here you have all the cell centers, you have all that structure, okay, inside this. It's not like the isosurface. The isosurface is just the surface with the same value. Here you have all the volumes, all the cells with values contained within that. So if you visualize that, that is expensive. So there are techniques to do that, and that is what I'm going to show you. One thing that here we use threshold. You can use this or the cell center, so you will see the difference. Better to use this one. It tends to be it's smoother, but there is also another filter here. You search volume, and it's iso volume. Okay, let me use it. Let me use the same value. So pretty much is like this threshold. As you can see, But the final result, and I recommend you, if you are going to do volume rendering, use this one, but because you see here that it's doing also smoothing, it smooth the field. And you go to the original one, look at the difference. So it works much better. Okay, in this case, it does a big improvement. Now it's a quartz mesh, and look at what you get. So I recommend you to use, if you are going to do volume rendering, just go ahead and use the ISO volume, but for the purposes, threshold is the same stuff. And also in threshold, now what we have here, there are some other filters to smooth scenes and so on, but you have everything integrated already here. I recommend you to use the ISO volume. Now that we're here, we can color by Mach number and see that you have all cells, everything. So if you want to see everything, go here, volume. Again, big warning, you need a good GPU, and if you are using large meshes, this can take time or can crash. And even paraview developers are telling you, be careful. Click yes, and there you go. Super cool. Another warning, do not enable ray tracing. Okay, it's super expensive, so, and actually you don't need it. This is already super nice visualization. Okay, so this volume rendering can be controlled here. You need to enable now the OS. You select advanced options, and if you go here, you're going to have a whole bunch of options. Now the ray tracing, how you want to do it, then the opacity. So see that we have an opacity here. You can control that here. And let me put here 0.7 to show you. Or there you go. So 0.7, and then also other options. I'm not going to change it. I know they are expensive and things they're going to slow down, but feel free to play. This one tends to be very expensive, so it's just to get better approximation to rendering, but this is already a very nice rendering. Okay, and now what we can do is I can use here the map editor, and like within previous videos, we can control this. Let me add a point here, another here, and show me just this region. Okay, so show me regions where the Mach is high, and then the others add a little bit more transparency, and there you go, volume rendering. And then you can add other filters. It's up to you. Okay, at this point you get the point that there is no limitation. And actually, let me go here, so I'm happy with this. Let me go filters. I have Vortex cores. Capture the Vortex core. So let me hide this. I don't want, like in the previous video. Let me select this one. Extract that one. And then I want to release streamlines custom source. Input is my domain, or you can put that input into your ISO volume. So let me do it, the input only in this ISO volume, extract solution, apply, and there you go. Bum, 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 bum. And now put it there, and you can see your streamline there. So you are not happy with that streamline, and I want to put it into the domain. I can do change input, and there you go. Bum, 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 bum. And now also let me do it also forward. You have it there, and let me also change here this value to 5 or 6. Okay, I have it there. And now let me change my background. No, be careful. Okay, I almost clicked there. That's very dangerous. Gradient, and I want to use, let's say, from here to here. And let me split the screen, and let me open here, fix, and let me use this, apply. Okay, and my scalars, and there you go. Now just put your curve vectors, streamlines, and there you will get this result. So yeah, super cool. Okay, we cover a lot of things. So this is the most basic, or not basic now, the options that most of the time you are going to use for post-processing. There is a lot of stuff I still need to show you a lot, but I think you have now very good tools to do impressive post-processing. So see you in the next video. Bye.